this is Jen Jones, and you're listening to Planets and Profit, business astrology for entrepreneurs.
This is Planets and Profit, where your host, Dr. Deb Peretz, reveals the secrets of business astrology, one entrepreneur at a time.
Hey there, it's your host, Deb Peretz. My guest today is Jen Jones, founder and master connector of Connect and Elevate. After building her real estate business for over 16 years, Jen's learned firsthand how important meaningful relationships are to nurturing our souls and our businesses. She found that her passion is teaching other introvert business owners how to network and make connections that align with their values. She has master classes, online programs, and holds ongoing dialogue and training delivered through a membership community to help others connect on a deeper level so they can elevate, connect their lives and businesses. Connect and Elevate's a space for introverts, ambiverts, and the extroverts who love them to come together and support each other. As you can see, Jen loves to network. She loves to connect with others. And as you'll hear her say, her superpower is listening and asking questions. When I hear that, I don't even need to see her birth chart to know that Gemini will be prominent in such a person. Gemini is the most loquacious sign of the zodiac. And while it can sometimes be a gossipy chatterer, at its best, Gemini is a great listener and asks the right questions. As it turns out, Jen has Gemini on the ascendant, one of the key components of the birth chart. The ascendant is also called the rising sign, and it represents how you show up in the world. Let's hear what she has to say. Hi, Jen. Thanks so much for joining me here today.
Thank you so much for having me. This is going to be very exciting, and I'm looking forward to all we have to talk about today.
Me too. I think what you're doing is so important, but I love how you focused in on introvert entrepreneurs and how to help them with their networking. So let me ask you a little bit about your journey. How did you come up with this idea and get into this particular niche?
So I stumbled upon it, probably like a lot of other people, is I'm a realtor. I own my own brokerage, and so I do a lot of networking. So I was out and about networking a lot about 2 years ago, and a lot of people were like, "Oh my gosh, we see you everywhere. I can't believe how much networking you're doing." And I'm like, because it's not anything new. I enjoy doing it. And I also heard some of the negative things like, "Oh my gosh, I had to drag myself out tonight. I didn't think I'd get out here. I don't like networking. I don't know how to network. I come to these things, but I feel awkward." So all of these like negative views about networking, and it led me to, oh my gosh, like the people that I'm talking to are introverts like I am. I call myself more of an ambivert now because I've built the skill and thicker skin, I should say, to really connect with people. But it was really that moment in time. It was a couple of months, 2-3 months, where I was just like, wow, there's like a need out here.
You hear that? Jen said she calls herself more of an ambivert now because she's built thicker skin. This was something she had to learn herself. She used to be an introvert, but with inner work, she now considers herself an ambivert. For such an important skill for business, this is a big deal. Looking at her natal chart, I see Saturn in Leo. Saturn usually indicates a karmic block that we need to work on. In the sign of Leo, it will usually have something to do with discomfort in being visibly vulnerable. Leo puts himself out there, but with Saturn, there's a block. It's something she needed to work on, part of her life's curriculum. And she did.
And that is exactly how Connect and Elevate was birthed. In the middle of the night, I woke up. It was like 10:30. I say middle of the night. It was like 10:30 because I'd already fallen asleep. I knew my husband was up. I grabbed my phone and said, Connect and Elevate. That's the name of this. Double check, see if you can get me my URL on GoDaddy. And he bought it that night. And then, what I'll say is the rest is history after he said, do you have time for that? And I was like, well, no, I don't, but I am going to start giving to the world. And that's how the Connect and Elevate online series was birthed. So.
Wow. I love that story. So it's interesting that you say that you used to consider yourself an introvert also, and yet you chose a career where, being a realtor isn't something I think about for introverts. What was that like for you, and how did you overcome your own introvert tendencies to become the proficient networker that you are?
So interestingly, real estate, I got into it in 2004, and it was all about cold calling expired listings, door knocking, and that just did not resonate with me whatsoever. And I was like, I just can't do that. So someone had said, hey, you should check out Brian Buffini. And I was like, all right, I'm on it. And he is all about building relationships. And that's where it all just sort of came to fruition. I had, very small amount of people on my database, about 100 to 150 at the time. And, just really working on client appreciation parties, dropping by with little gifts and just bringing people together, offering value, always offering value. And so I just kept running with it. And now, I think I built my real estate business about 3 times now, between a divorce, getting remarried, having another baby. You just go through these cycles in business. And again, just an amazing opportunity to build businesses with the community and the people in the community. And the majority of my people are moms, both in the real estate business and Connect and Elevate. So I'm a mom myself, and I just attract the most amazing moms out there that I'm able to connect with, network with, and do business with.
So what do you consider your superpower when it comes to networking?
Yes. So my superpower is I ask questions and I listen. So some people, a lot of introverts actually just listen and forget that they can also contribute to the conversation. So it's listening and asking questions, and then really being genuine in wanting to help and support other people. And usually it's women, because that's the majority of people that I network with, but really supporting them in any way possible.
Mm-hmm. So what pieces of advice would you give an introvert, a woman entrepreneur just starting her business, struggling with the network because she's an introvert? What is 1 or 2 pieces of advice you would give her?
So I get 2. Of course I got 2. So I have more, but 2 pieces of advice is surround yourself with people who are in business, who are willing to help you, who are willing to take you under their wings. And I want to say, show you the ropes, and I quote that, but really just find some people that you can mastermind with. Find the people who are willing to share their networks with you, because that's, it's all referral based, right? It's really knowing other people and really contributing. Like, you may be receiving, and I think that's part of, sometimes we have a hard time receiving, is, receive that, because in the end, everything comes around, at some point in time, you're going to be able to give back. And, maybe it's just listening. Maybe it's just, being part of, I need your opinion on something. Even though you're new in business, you have life experiences that can help other people. And so that is one. And then the other one is, being an introvert, it's really hard to walk into some of those larger, and I say walk into, it could be a Zoom, walk into some of those larger networking events. So I would just stay, I don't want to say stay away from them, but if you're just starting out and you're just trying to get your confidence and build your confidence, try to find some of those smaller networking opportunities, whether it's masterminds. That there's only like up to 10 or 12 people that are allowed into the meeting, and really get a referral from people that you already know that are in business, so that they can help you and direct you in that direction.
So it sounds like what you're saying is, you don't have to become an extrovert to be a successful networker. You can find a way to make it work being who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Authentically you is a tagline that I've been using, and that builds the confidence so that you can go out and build your business your way. That brings you joy.
So let me ask you a question. What makes you feel stuck once in a while today?
Yeah.
I don't literally mean today, but these days. You say you consider yourself an ambivert, so that means you've got sometimes that introvert in you comes out. What are some of the challenges that you continue to grapple with?
So I'll give you a big picture and then I'll give you a small picture. So big picture, last fall, I felt misaligned with Connect and Elevate. People were, or I was listening to, more emails, get more emails, do a freebie, get more emails, get more emails. It's all about the numbers and all this stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, burning myself out to, put together a freebie, get as many people involved so that they can see your programs and all this stuff. And it was just like, holy crap, like, why am I listening to other people when I should be listening to myself? I built my real estate business on relationships. Why am I not doing the same with Connect and Elevate, which I started to do, but they got distracted by like what other people, successful people were telling me to do. And so I really got misaligned with Connect and Elevate. And once I really got myself focused on it's about the relationships, I realigned myself beautifully. And now I'm sharing some amazing, I've had so many downloads, I can't even tell you. But once I was aligned, it brought me more joy to say like, holy crap, like this is it. Like it's about the relationships and people need to hear it again and again and again. So don't I need to hear it. Every time I speak, I'm like, guys, I'm not perfect. Like I get stuck. Like, so I'll go small picture is that, forgetting to follow up with somebody. I did a one-on-one in the fall, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I had a great conversation with this person, but then never, like we were supposed to get together again, never followed up again, had a great connect. And a week later, she messages me and says, via Facebook Messenger, and she's like, hey, you said you were going to take today off. Let me know what you're doing. Send me a picture and, let me know what you're doing. And I'm like, that's it. That's why we're here building relationships with people, is because we actually care about them.
So it sounds like a core secret or idea is that of relationships. It's about building relationships.
Yep. It's about building relationships. Oh, wait, one more thing. Sorry. It's about building the relationships and knowing your max, like knowing that like I only can do one networking event a week, or I only can do a couple one-on-ones a week. Really knowing what your boundaries are really helps, especially as an introvert. Nighttime meetings are very difficult, so I usually take a nap beforehand.
The cornerstone of my approach to coaching with astrology is aligning with your life's purpose while releasing past life baggage. And listening to Jen talk about the importance of both relationships and trusting yourself is a great example of this in action. With her South Node in Aries, Jen is likely to find herself burning out and exhausting herself. And in the 11th house, she may have a bad habit of following what others say she should do. But she's here to listen to herself and do things her way. In Libra, her way will have something to do with relationships, so long as she stays aware of her limits. And that's just what she said. She said it's all about relationships and knowing her max. I've got to love any business strategy that involves taking a nap. But I like that you put self-care up in center, right? Front and center, because so many people are just, well, you've got to do more of this, do more of that, do more of that. And then we get to that overwhelm and then we get stuck. That's my MO personally. So let me ask you this. Personality traits, things that make Jen Jones. What are some personality traits that help you in your business? And then I'll just give you a hint that the next question is going to do, what are some personality traits that have been an obstacle that you've had to work on?
Yes. So, all right. Ooh, this is a good one. So some character traits that, it's trustworthy, have an integrity, are really important to me and being compassionate and caring. Those are the things that, really make me who I am, and I'm able to bring that forward to other people. I look back and I'm like, saying that I'm caring and compassionate has been a real journey for me, because it feels very weak as a business owner, like being caring and compassionate, because you're supposed to be a hard butt, you're supposed to you're a business owner. This is how it's supposed to be. So really embracing the caring and compassion, because I do care about people. I care about their personal lives and their businesses, and really embracing that as a characteristic of my own that I love to bring forward in my business.
That's great. And I can't help but think that how you mentioned that most of your clients are women, are moms. And I love how you bring in this whole new ethos of business where relationships, caring, compassion. I think there's a nice synergy there.
Thank you.
All right. So what about personality traits that have been an obstacle that you've had to work on?
So traits like I'm the only one that can do it right is one of those personality traits that is not a very good team player. So I really have had to work on that. Overwhelm has been something that has come forward, and that's really boundaries. So my boundaries, I allow people to step over them, or I step over them, and trying to do it all has been an MO over the course of decades that I've had to really be careful about and not overcommit.
Great. So how about one goal that you have for your business for Connect and Elevate for 2021?
So my one goal that I can share is to help 25 women introvert entrepreneurs connect more authentically, build their soul tribe, and have more referral business in 2021 is my goal for this year. And I'm excited about it.
I love it. So if listeners want to learn more, how can they best get in touch with you? And is there anything you want to share with them?
Perfect. Yeah. So if you want to connect with me, Facebook or email is the best way to go, which I can provide those to you, Deb. And I do have a website, so people can check that out. I'm always running some programs. In 2021, I have a couple 90-day programs. I also have some VIP days where you can condense time, and instead of dragging it out over 90 days and you're like a go-getter, I need to get this done, and walk away with a 90-day plan, offering those also. So I'm excited for that.
That sounds great. I'll include the links here in the show notes, so check it out below. And I recommend checking it out. I've been a member of Jen's Facebook group for a little while now, and I love it. It's such a supportive community, and you have these great Connect and Elevate series where you bring these great guests. So check it out. I think you'll like it. Thank you so much, Jen. It was wonderful having you here. You shared such valuable information.
Thanks, Deb. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys all inside.
Wow. Thanks again to Jen Jones for sharing the wonderful work she's doing. You got to see how her Gemini ascendant aligns perfectly with her business focus on networking. You also saw how she not only overcame her Saturn block, but she turned it into a gift that she shares with others. And finally, we see how her life lessons are integrally wrapped up in her business journey. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment right now to subscribe, rate, and review. And do share with your friends. This will help get the word out about Planets and Profit. Thank you for spending your precious time with me today. See you next episode.